Buddha Tarot, back with the card of today for the 17th of May 2016. Bit of a strange card today, and it always seems to bring multiple messages as well. Today we have the Seven of Cups. Now, when the Seven of Cups shows, it always shows sort of confusion, mixed emotions, choices. It's like your mind could be changing at the moment, and it could be changing hour by hour as well. It's like the weather. It's 1 minute you want this, the next minute you want that, and you really don't know which way to turn or what will have the best outcome. There's a lot of, with this, it's like there's a lot of illusions come around with this as well, and I think what we need to ask ourselves when the Seven of Cups comes up is this real? Because there's so much going on in your head where you're questioning a lot of things, and also there's a fear there of, will I make the wrong choice? Now, whenever we say I'm confused or we don't know which choice to make, what we are really saying is I'm scared. That is it. So there's a lot of fear comes in with this card. And I think sometimes when you have choices, this can actually be more scary. If you've only got two ways to go, it's actually easier to choose. When there are multiple ways to go, or multiple ways that things can be done, or multiple outcomes, this can get very confusing. And like I say, we are often scared of making the wrong decision. What I would say with that is, if it is the decision that you think is right at the time, then it isn't wrong. If your decision is swayed by other people or situations or the environment around you at the time, and you're doing it because you think this is what I should do, then there is a chance there of making the wrong decision. So what you need to do here is, I really feel that it's time to take your head out of the clouds here. I mean, I'm the first one to promote having your head in the clouds and daydreaming. That is my favorite pastime, I think. But not at this time. You need to look at all of the pros and cons around a situation. Now, this may even mean writing lists, sort of pros and cons for each different option, and seeing which one actually makes sense, because it will come out there. So what I want to say with this as well is, don't just take the option that looks the easiest, because if we have a look in this card, these cups actually, they hold a lot of different things. I mean, that one's filled with gold, but is it really gold or is it really gilt? So something might look better from the outside, and you might think that's easy, I'm going to take that option, that'll be fine, and it could actually have the worst outcome. So this is really about thinking, what is it you want? Take away any outside environment, take away any outside advice or anything, and it's, what is it you want? Where is it you want to be as well? So try to be, when I'm saying take your head out the clouds, it's like, try to be realistic and see things how they are, not how you want them to be, not how it would be easier if they were like that as well, because there's a lot of things within this card where it's within your head, you might make them look quite attractive and quite appetizing, but in reality, they're not, so I feel that there's a lot of predicting outcomes based on your fantasy or your illusions, rather than actually like looking at the cold hard facts, if that makes sense. So it's time with this card always says it's time to stop the nonsense. Turn your logic head on, turn your heart on as well, so let them work in unison together, and choose exactly what it is you want for your main goal. And then find the path that will get you there. Whether it's easy or hard, you have got to do what is right for you at this moment, and try and take any emotional attachment out of the situation as well, because often that can sway us. I was talking to somebody yesterday who's made a decision, but they feel very bad about this because it's affecting somebody else. And it's making them question their decision. Their decision was the right one. Their decision was perfect. It was right. It is going to bring them happiness, joy, and fulfillment. But just because somebody else was affected in this was making them doubt. And I really don't want this to come in within your life, because this is about doing what is good for you, and what is good for you is eventually good for everybody involved. I know that sounds really bizarre, but it is. When you live authentically, when you tell the truth, and when you go in search of your dreams, this also allows other people that may be around, it gives them a bit freedom as well, so that they can actually do the same. So like I say, really try and turn off any emotional attachment or any emotional manipulation. I feel that is around these decisions as well. When I say that, whenever I hear the word "you should do" or "I should do," that usually means to me that I shouldn't. I think that's the little rebel in me. And I will do what I want because it's my life. And I really feel this is what is needed within this. Now, strangely enough, this card is sometimes actually called the wish card. But again, as I've said, be very careful what you wish for, because you might just get it, And as I've said as well, remember, all that glitters is not gold. If something is easy, and if something is, I don't know, if it's sort of like, right, okay, that is the easy option, I'm going to take that because everything will be fine. I just think that's it. Everything will be fine. Fine is a plateau. Fine isn't amazing. Fine isn't devastating, but it's fine. It's okay. It will do. And that actually involves settling. And I think when we settle for something, we are never truly happy. I lost my mother in an accident a few years back, and the last text message she ever sent me, it was the night before she was killed, and she sent me a text message and said, "Tanya, please don't settle." And that is something I've carried with me from, the last piece of advice, please don't settle. And I never will, and that is not the easy option. The easy option would have been settling so many times since that, but I keep hearing that in my head, and I know that it's fulfillment is the most important thing for me. So this card is quite harsh, actually, and it really forces you to open your eyes. I mean, when we have sevens in tarot, in any suit, they're about tests. It's the universe is testing us here, and I really want you to see things as they are. Cold hard facts. That's what needs to be looked at today. And any illusions, any predictions, any I don't know, anything that you're sort of seeing that isn't really how it is. It's open your eyes to how things are now, and have a look. Are you settling? If you make this decision, will you be settling, or will you be going after your hopes and dreams? Because like I say, this card, it is classed as the wish card as well, but it just breaks it down and hits you in the face with it. And it's your wishes, your hopes, and your dreams can come true, but you just have to decide how you're going to actually get them, and think about the choices that you've made or that you're looking to make. Do they really suit you, or are you just doing them because they're easy and this is what is expected as well? So when the Seven of Cups comes in, I always see it as, it's a card where you have to get to know yourself. So this is a card where you really have to dig deep and you really have to think about yourself for once, and what it is you really want. Now, what I want to say with this as well is that a lot of times we look at the life that we want and we look at it from the outside and we say, I would love that. I would love to live a life like that. But we think it is out of our reach. We see other people living them lives, but it's like standing on outside of a window and looking in and saying, that looks like the perfect life. Wouldn't it be lovely if I could have it? But I can't. I live in real life and this is the life that I need. And this is the life that I can have. That is absolute baloney. You can have the life that you want. You can actually go into that window and take that life what you want. So you just have to believe that you can. Like I say, this is society keeps us in this box. It tells us this is what you should be doing. You go to work, you come home, you then worry about work, and you do this up until you die. We were meant to live, we were born and we were born to live and we were born to have a life as well. So it's really about like putting the life in living this card as well, and knowing that you can and knowing that you deserve this, and not just sitting back and being given what you're offered. If you want something else, you go out there and you take it. Really have a look as well about plans that you actually have for your future now. Are they really what you want? This is all about like it's I don't know, it's behind the veil. It's about breaking the illusion. I think, this is it. It's looking at the cold hard facts. So your plans that you have in for your future, are they really what you want, or are they told what you want, what you are told what you want? Are they what you think is expected of you, and are they what you think is easy? Because, if they are, then they're not truly your plans, and they're not coming from your soul, and they're not coming from your heart, and you will never be truly happy with them. You might not be unhappy, but you won't be truly happy. So this is a big wake-up call. The universe is actually screaming at you to make up your mind now. It's like being on the spot of a quiz show or something. The beeper's going and you've got, you're panicking about making this answer. But really take time to think about what is it you really, really want. We have Mercury goes direct on the 22nd of this month, thankfully. But when Mercury is in retrograde, which we've had since the end of April, everything usually goes haywire, and it usually brings a lot of stuff up, a lot of chaos, a lot of mess. Now, what I feel regarding this Mercury retrograde is that it's actually been very, very helpful. It has been intense. A lot of stuff has been brought up. A lot of stuff that we wanted kept hidden has been just thrown into the air, and there it is. But I really feel it's a time for us it's given us time to analyze what it is we really want, where it is we're really happy, what is it that we feel is missing in our lives. So there's been a lot of that going on. So like I say, it actually goes direct on the 22nd of this month. Once it goes direct, this is when your life starts moving again. So this gives you've got about another 5-6 days, to actually make these lists, to think about where you want to go. The sun is shining, it's lovely. Go and sit on your lunch break in a park and actually write down, if you had a magic wand, how would you like your life to be? And how would you like your life to be in the next 5 years' time as well? If in 5 years' time you were living the same life that you're living now, would that make you happy? I've said this before. If you were told that you had 6 months to live, would you still be living the life that you're living now? And use these to try and guide you to where you want to be, not where you're meant to be, but where you want to be, where there's fulfillment, where there's happiness. Like I say, there's a wish comes in with this card, but you have to be very, very careful what you wish for, because there is so many distractions and so many illusions. I mean, if we have a look, there's a house there, there's gold, there's success, there's a snake, there's a dragon, there's sort of a mask, a false face. These are all things that we need to home in, we need to look at them properly, and we need to make up our mind. That is the message with today. It's making your mind up time. So the universe is helping you as well. They've just said there. So look at signs that you're getting. Look at where your head is wandering. When you daydream, where does your head go? And that will give you an answer as to where you should start walking, or where you should start putting plans to go, because this is it. Our unconscious will help us so much more than our conscious at the moment, I think. So I hope you like that card. Bit of a confusing one, but I don't think it's a bad card. It's stripping everything down to basics, seeing things how they really are. So like I say, there's some thinking to do. Get that thinking cap on today, and like I say, take the rose tinted glasses off as well. See things how they are. You can put the rose tinted glasses on once you've made your decision and you know that you're going to the right place. So if anybody would like a reading from me, please get in touch, either via my Facebook page, the link is below in the description, or email me at lovebuddhatarot@aol.co.uk. I do Skype, phone, email, Facebook chat. I try any way to get the readings to you. Doesn't matter whereabouts you are, we can always sort something out. And I hope you have a lovely day. Sorry for throwing that in the mix after all the sun and everything of yesterday, but that's how it is. We'll have the sunshine, but we've still got work to do ourselves. We can't just sit back and wait for the universe to do it for us. We need to take a little bit action ourselves as well. So have a fabulous day, and I'll be back tomorrow with the card of today. Sat Nam.